Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fabulous. Coming up later in the program, we've got Dear John Letters. We got a fun Dear John letter today. Heidi does not know what the Dear John letter is yet because we haven't talked about it. She could find out if she went onto our Facebook page because we have it there. And you can also chime in, and I would love it if you'd chime in today because this would be a good day for that. I need to get a lot of opinions, and I need Heidi's as well. But don't look at it, Heidi, until we're on the air because I want to drop this one on you.
Genuine answer.
Yeah, I want to drop it on you and see if we agree on this or not.
All right.
So, anyway, that's coming up later in the program. I do have a quote for today from Samuel Johnson. He says, What we hope to do with ease, we must first learn to do with diligence. Oh, yeah, that's true. So if you want to be good at something, he's saying you got to practice. I agree with that completely. Samuel Johnson, you're a wise man. I'm not sure who you are, but you're a wise man. We've got some special things going on today. We'll tell you all about that in just a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, May the 25th. Today is Cookie Monster's birthday.
Oh.
He was my favorite on Sesame Street. Do you have a favorite? Who was your favorite on Sesame
I
Street?
liked Oscar.
Oscar? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a grouch, though.
He was funny.
Yeah. Cookie Monster, he's the one that gave me my eating disorders that I have. Just kidding. I'm not blaming it on Cookie Monster.
No, it was
because
not Cookie Monster.
He didn't swallow anything. If you ever noticed, he just chewed it up and it all fell out of his mouth. Today is also National Missing Children's Day, National Tap Dance Day, Nerd Pride Day, also Geek Pride Day. Coincidence, you think? That those happen on the same day?
Aren't they the same thing?
I kind of think so. Red Nose Day today, so you're going to see people wearing red noses today. Towel Day, so you're going to see people wearing towels as well.
I sincerely doubt you're going to see anybody doing any of those things.
Oh, they're going to be doing it. Eat More Fruits and Vegetables Day and National Wine Day. So you know who's taking the rest of the day off. No. You're going to have to wait till we're done here. Stick around. We got more fun stuff on the way.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. This is a sad story, and this kind of speaks to our healthcare system, and maybe it needs some attention, Heidi. 76-year-old Barbara Antonelli of New York was having a heart attack. She was in the ambulance with breathing tubes attached to her face when a receptionist from the Staten Island physician's practice told her that she had to hand over her $5 copay before the ambulance could leave the clinic. What? Doesn't that seem like bad timing to do that?
Jeez.
Yeah. Trying desperately to save face, Dr. Jack D'Angelo of the Staten Island physician practice described the receptionist's behavior as inappropriate. Just saying, oh, no, we didn't mean to do that. Mm-hmm. Can I get the $5 now, though? I just don't think that's...
$5.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I could, I'm not even going to say that the amount matters because I was going to just say I could see if it was a huge amount where they'd want to do something, but I don't even think the amount matters.
No.
You just don't do that
in
when
a
they're...
situation like that, you need to get them...
Yeah, strapped to the, got a bunch of tubes poked out of her face. Hey, you got $5 in your pocket by chance?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
That's
you guys,
ridiculous.
paramedics, go through her purse for me, would you? Before you drive away, just root around in there and see if you can find a $5 for me. I don't know. That just seems like kind of bad timing. Have you ever had anything like that happen before where you had bad timing on something?
Oh, I'm sure I have many times.
I know there was a time where I had to pay for a vehicle that was destroyed. That didn't feel good. Car's already ruined, and I'm like, oh, there's a final payment on that one. Don't have that anymore. I rolled it last weekend. So that was kind of bad timing for me. It didn't feel good at all. I was like, yeah, final payment, but I don't even get to drive this one. So this just seemed like bad timing. And this one here, it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is Your Brain on Drugs. This one's a classic. It's from, I think, 2005. So I don't know if we've talked about this before or not, but it's one that There's a site that I go to get these funny things, and I see this, and it just makes me smile. A man called 911 numerous times, threatening to harm himself. That part's not good. He downed a bottle of Everclear. That part's not good. The reason for his mindless intoxication? Because his pet pig had eaten all of his marijuana. So he was calling the police to let them know. He was charged with disorderly conduct. Prior to detainment, he wrote in a journal he would be this is the part that makes me smile. He wrote in a journal he would be placing his marijuana on a higher shelf in the future, and he would be having baked ham for dinner that night. he's going to kill his pig. You know, I don't think the guy was thinking that through. Why would you have called 911 saying, hey...
None of it shows that this man has a single brain cell left in his head.
They're all gone. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. This one here is from, where is this from? Anyway, it's a Hells Angels biker, a big biker gang. Can you imagine a big biker gang guy? Big old mean burly fella. He got himself in trouble for illegal weapons charges because he had a crocodile that he was putting in his bathtub, and he turned the water on to give this crocodile some fresh water, but he fell asleep, and the water ran down into the neighbor's apartment. And they called the fire and rescue because they didn't know what was going on. When the people got there, they had to break in and find this guy snoozing on the sofa with a crocodile in his bathtub in an apartment filled with a bunch of illegal weapons.
Oh, illegal weapons.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This big old biker dude, he's my pet crocodile. I can just imagine, the whole thought was it was a good thought. Give my crocodile some fresh water. But if you're doing something illegal, make sure you turn the water off before you take a nap. That's just I think you should do that no matter what. Just a bad plan to leave the water running while you take a nap. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. It says, parents, if you're going to tell your teens that they can't text and drive, well, you shouldn't do it either. A study released by the Pew Research Center and the American Life Project says adults and teenagers are equally likely to be texting and driving. Adults are more likely to have chatted on their phones while driving because kids don't even talk on their phones.
Right.
Driving, parking, anywhere. The study found 47% of adults who text reported sending or receiving at least one text behind the wheel. So don't do that. It's a bad idea. Study predicts that Lake Mead, that's a key source of water for more than 22 million people in the Southwest. They say, according to the study, it could be dry by 2021 if water continues and if the calculated water usage doesn't get curtailed.
That's not too far off.
No. Usually when they make these predictions,
it's
in 27 million years
away, and then nobody cares. But that one's not too terribly far
This scientist is a little gutsy. They're like, 2021. They're like, are you? Every other scientist in the country are like, are you serious? You gave them a number that's close. I mean, they're going to call you on this in 2021.
He probably knows he only has like 3 weeks to live or something.
So that's it. Or he just lost his funding and he knows he's not going to be. Whatever. I got nothing to lose. Spending hours playing violent video games could stunt your teenagers' emotional growth. Study found that regular exposure to violence and lack of contact with the outside world makes it harder for teens to tell right from wrong. They also struggle to trust other people and to see the world from their perspective.
I've been saying that forever.
Yeah, researchers from Brock University in Ontario agree with Heidi, and they found those who spend more than 3 hours every day in front of a screen are particularly unlikely to have developed the ability to empathize. So
that's what I was just going to say. They have no empathy.
Exactly. Recent study on jeans reveals that men take longer to find the perfect pair of blue jeans than women do. I don't understand that. Not me. I walk in, I'm like, do these fit? I'm not even going to try them on. I'm going to hold them up. They're pretty close.
You don't try them on, then you come home and they never get worn. So we spent money for no
reason. They don't fit.
Maybe you should take a little bit of time to find the right pair of jeans.
1/3 of women polled try up to 10 pairs before making a purchase, while some of the men in the survey admit to trying on as many as 20 pairs before finding the right jeans. Are you kidding me? 20 men? You call yourselves men? Trying on 20 pairs of jeans. Are you kidding?
Those are men that actually care how they look.
These are the guys that probably look good when they're out in public. Me, on the other hand, my jeans don't fit, and I don't go anywhere, so that's why. Hey, it won't be nearly as much fun eating candy bars, but a big study, but a big study found that they could have pills that contain the same nutrients as dark chocolate.
Yeah, no, and eat the chocolate. Enjoy yourself.
It could help prevent heart attacks and strokes. These pills are packed with nutrients, so you'd have to eat a gazillion candy bars to have the same amount as, just a fistful of these pills. So
enjoy the candy
You're
bars.
saying go for the gazillion candy bars?
Yes.
All right. Hey, do you want to fight breast cancer?
Sure.
Grab a fistful of nuts. Walnuts, that is. According to a study from Marshall University School of Medicine, adding 2 ounces of walnuts to your diet could be one of the best defenses against breast cancer. In the study, mice that were fed the equivalent of what would be 2 ounces of walnuts per day for humans showed a delay in tumor growth as well as fewer and smaller tumors. So there you go. Walnuts are pretty good. I kind of like walnuts.
Yeah, I like all kinds of
I do too.
nuts.
I think they're just darn good. It says, do we have room for one more thing?
Sure.
Okay, I think we got room for one more story. So let's go with this one. Put down the soda, skip the fruit juice. Consuming 2 sweetened beverages a day appears to significantly increase the risk of heart failure, a condition that occurs when the heart is too weak to pump enough blood to meet the body's needs. The study found that men who drank 2 or more servings of sweetened beverages each day had a 23% higher risk of suffering a heart failure. That's not good. That isn't all that surprising, though. Sweetened drinks have long been linked to an increased risk of stroke and type 2 diabetes and obesity and heart disease and hypertension. When the study only included men, it expected that the association between sweetened beverages and an increased risk of heart failure would also apply to women. So they're saying that men were in the study, but they think it applies on both sides. There you go. A couple of interesting things we learned today on your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
80s in the Sand will be happening this November in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
And that'll be here before you know it.
Join us and have a blast with 80s in the Sand.
An all-inclusive vacation with some of the greatest bands of the 80s.
Plus, you can meet some 80s icons from the movies and television as well.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website is 80sinthesand.com.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time for something we do every week at this time. It's a little thing we like to call
Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
And we got a Dear John letter today, and I'm excited to see, first of all, if Heidi's ever heard of this, and if she agrees with me and this dude, or if she doesn't agree with me and this dude. So here we go. Dear John, my sister just had a baby a week ago. This was her first child. My cute little nephew is healthy and adorable. That's good. The reason for my letter is kind of silly, but my sister and her husband are arguing about something, and I want to know your honest opinion about this. When she was in the hospital, he was there with her, and he was there for the delivery, but he didn't give her a push present. Have you ever heard of this? I have not. My sister was expecting me to take her side on this as her big brother, but I can't. I think it sounds made up to me. I want to know if your listeners have ever heard of this or if this is some new thing. For the record, I told my sister to be happy that her husband was there by her side, and his presence should have been the best present anyway. I'm not a dad yet, but someday I hope to be. Do I need to plan for one of these push presents? Signed, Confused Big Brother. All right, I got to say, I'll admit, I've never heard of a push present.
I've never heard it called a push present, but you do bring your wife a gift.
Okay.
She's in the hospital.
Yeah.
She just gave birth.
Yeah.
She went through a lot. You got to enjoy the fun part. She had to do the hard, horrible, excruciating part. And you're damn right you better bring her a present.
Now, when
it doesn't have to be called a push present, but you better show up with flowers or something because she has gone through a whole lot.
What would you tell me what you really think about this? Wow. Did I bring you a push present?
Yes, you didn't bring, we didn't call it a push present,
Okay.
but yes, you brought flowers and yeah, absolutely.
I
think absolutely you should.
The part that has me confused is this name, this push present, because
no,
I've never heard of that.
It's just a gift. It's just,
you just bring
a present
something
for your
nice.
wife.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm on board with that. I agree 100%. I'm going to say, confused big brother, I have no clue what a push present. I didn't know what it was, so I thought this was something new too. But yeah, when my wife was in the hospital giving birth to our baby girl, I brought a present.
Let's just clarify something. Anytime your wife is in a hospital, you should probably plan on bringing something.
So if you're in the hospital for anything, bring a present. Yes. Don't just show up.
Right.
It's coming home. So when are you going to be out of here? And by the way, what's for dinner? So
right.
That's not a good plan.
No.
Don't do that.
I hope that helps you. I guess I assumed that was common sense, but...
Clarified some things for us. You've crystallized them now. You okay over there? You going to calm down a little bit? All right.
Fine.
You got a little Riley today. If you would like to chime in on this, now that we all have been schooled and we know what a push present is, if you'd like to chime in, we'd love to hear your opinion on this. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I posted this really early this morning, so it's been there, and there's already some people chiming in, and I'd love to have your opinion on it as well. Now, if you would like to submit a Dear John letter, you're certainly welcome to do that for next week. We'd love to have that on the program, and you can do that at the same place at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And hopefully it'll be another fun one like this. This was kind of nice. You got Heidi's blood pumping over there. I haven't seen you flare your nostrils like that in a long time. So, you going to be okay?
I'm good.
All right. So, I guess his question is, we'll get back to the answer. Says, I'm not a dad yet, but someday I hope to be one. Do I need to plan for one of these push presents? Big
yes.
brother? Yes. You better plan for it. Either that or take the wrath. So, and I can understand where you were taking your brother-in-law's side because you'd never heard of it called a push present. And I probably would have too. But the thing is, I would have certainly got my wife something. And I did. You said I did? Mm-hmm. Whew, save the day. Thank you, John, from 15 years ago. I just think it's nice to make sure you take care of your sweetheart no matter what. If you love her and you want her to know you love her, let her know you love her.
In addition to that gift, you also remodeled our bathroom while I was in the hospital, and I came home to a remodeled bathroom. Yes,
did I ruin it first somehow?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go. John, from 15 years ago, you saved the day twice. All right. Coming up here, we've got more fun stuff. If you would like to chime in, please do so at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Venus is the only planet that rotates clockwise.
Really?
All the other ones rotate the other way, counterclockwise. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first star depicted on a postage stamp was Grace Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Austin is the capital of Texas. A lot of people think it's Dallas, but no, it's Austin. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Epiphany is the 6th day of January.
Ah.
Yeah, so if you ever have an epiphany, that's a good day to do it. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Twilight Zone, the movie, was rated PG.
Okay.
Yeah. Fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
The Philadelphia Stock Exchange is the oldest stock exchange in the United States.
Okay.
And this one's an interesting one. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It is said that no piece of paper can be folded in half more than 7 times. Have you ever tried this?
No.
I have. It is absolutely funny because you fold it and it gets like too hard to fold because it gets so thick. But they say no piece. I bet if it was a big enough piece of paper, you could probably do it. Now people are going to try that in the office. 7 times. See if you can make that happen. Your fun facts are brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Movies and TV with no monthly fee. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Have you thought of starting a home-based business but didn't like the idea of calling family and friends? This top-quality fitness and health products company lets you take advantage of their advertising power to reach people who wish to add a few hundred or a few $1,000s a week to their income by following a simple system. Plus, everyone who joins the team after you benefits you as well. To learn more about how you can leverage your time to help others get healthy and create wealth from home, call Scott Smith at 866-741-7242. That's 866-741-7242.
John and Heidi.
I do not wear contact lenses, but my beautiful bride over here does. Do you have them on right now?
I do.
How often do you wear them? Like every day?
Every
almost?
day.
Most of the time, anyway. Do you ever sleep in them and stuff like that?
No.
Okay, because that's what this story is about. It says, beware of your contact lenses. Wearing them appears to change the natural bacteria environment of your eye. And they're saying here, a study found that those who do not wear contact lenses are, like me, bacterial composition of our eye is different from that of your eye. So our eyes are different because I don't wear the contact lenses. Okay. It says, for those who do wear contact lenses, bacteria that is normally found on the skin around your eye were also found on the surface of the eye. How did the skin get into the eye? Well, the researchers are not sure, but they think it was transferred by your fingers.
Well, of course.
Well, that's what they think.
They're not sure.
They say be smart. Well, they don't know for sure.
They better do a study.
Yeah. They didn't have funding enough for that. Be smart about contact lens hygiene. It says wash your hands with soap and water before handling your contacts. Clean the contacts according to the manufacturer's instructions. Replace disposable lenses on schedule. Never sleep with lenses in your eyes. And replace disinfecting solution monthly and lens cases every 3 months. You've had your lens cases since we got married. That's 17 years now.
And I don't change my disposable contacts on schedule.
How long have you had your contacts that you're wearing right now?
Oh, a long time.
Like 6 months? Like 3 years?
Probably
Year?
a year, maybe. No, not quite.
Is that why I can see them from over here? Your contact lenses are so cloudy I can
Probably
see
8
them.
months. I bet I've had this particular pair of
They're not
lenses.
really, by the way. I'm just teasing. So for those of you that are going, really? You can see them?
But I clean them every day and,
How do you
all
clean
that.
them? Like
I have lens
a
solution.
little lens brush?
and-
You scrub them up really
No,
good?
you
Drop them in there?
they just soak
I couldn't do it.
overnight.
I could not touch my eyeball. There's no way. I mean,
It's not that big of a deal.
it is for me. Like, right, my hand's what? A foot from my face? That's about as close as I can get it to my eye. I couldn't go any closer. Just not going to happen. Coming up, we've got hackers in the news. We're going to tell you all about those little buggers in a bit.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
These hackers, they're just getting smarter and smarter, Heidi. They're coming up with all kinds of ways to trick people. And one way these hackers are tricking people, they're setting up Wi-Fi networks and then they're giving them fake names. So they'll set it up near a business and they'll name that network that business name. So you're thinking it's a legitimate network, then you automatically connect to it and boom, the bad guys have all your data from your computer. They say the easiest way to avoid this is to keep your Wi-Fi turned off until you need it. And they said when you're going to turn it on, make sure you talk to somebody and make sure that that's even their network first. So have you ever logged into a network in public somewhere? I do it all the time. And when you do that, I guess there's some way they can get your data when you're logging in. So be careful out there, people. I had no clue you could do that. They say turn your Wi-Fi settings to so it's not on auto join, because there's some that'll just automatically connect to Wi-Fi networks. You're not supposed to do that. Now I got to talk to my 15-year-old daughter and ask her how to make my phone work. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
What's in a name, Heidi?
I don't understand that question. So
The name you give a newborn baby says more about the child's parents than it does about the child. A name communicates a wealth of social information, including the parent's tastes and background. Says we're in the middle of a naming revolution, by the way. Author of The Baby Name Wizard, her name is Laura Wattenberg, says half the babies born between 1950s were given or born in the 1950s, rather, were given one of the top 5 most common boys' names and one of the top most common 50 girls' names. Fast forward to today, and you would have to list 134 names to get even close to a common group of names. And for girls, 320 names to cover half the babies born in a year. A baby's name indicates the parents' values and tastes and often their dreams and ambitions for their child. So what's the most biggest difference today than 50 years ago? Parents today tend to believe their baby's name should be unique and significant to separate them from everyone else. In the past, names didn't have to be so darn unique. I think you got to be careful how unique.
I think they get too unique now. Some of them are
be really
just
careful.
ridiculous.
If they're too unique, they're not going to be able to find a keychain with their name on it. I'm just saying. All right, coming up, we got some fun stuff. We're going to talk about doctors in a bit.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstein did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
I have a warning from a doctor, actually several doctors. They're talking about this thing that's going around on the internet, and I have not seen it, so I don't know. Maybe it hasn't hit my neighborhood yet, but it says, Mom and Dad, doctors are warning parents to watch out for a stupid and very dangerous game that teenagers are playing right now. This can lead to permanent damage. It is called the Salt and Ice Challenge. Have you heard this?
I have not.
Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
No, I don't.
Kids pour salt on part of their body and then place an ice cube over it. The salt lowers the temperature of the ice cube, and within 5 to 10 minutes, the cube can cause serious injuries. And they do this because it's like a test to see how
That's
tough
stupid.
you are. I know, it's not smart. Kids don't think, Heidi. They just do. They don't think. Dr. Brian Wagers, a pediatric physician at Riley Hospital at Children's at IU Health, I don't know if I even said any of that right, said it's essentially like frostbite. Some of the pictures you'll see on the internet and on YouTube, those kids have third-degree burns. I mean,
Wow.
It turns to leather, essentially. Says if you didn't have hair there, if you did have hair there before, it'll never grow back. Do not try this at home or anywhere. So there you go. I've not heard of this before.
I haven't heard of this one either.
I did hear that the Ice Bucket Challenge, remember that thing a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Super popular, and everybody was doing this Ice Bucket Challenge. That actually led to research that found what they believe is going to be a cure. At least it's moving in the right direction for ALS. I thought that was awesome to hear that. Huh. I just saw that online the other day. They're like, hey, because of the Ice Bucket Challenge, this amazing thing happened. They actually are taking steps in the right direction to find, which is cool because they raised a bazillion dollars. It was a lot. You can quote me on that. But on this one, I have no clue what the point is. So don't do it. If you see somebody say, oh, hey, we're going to do the salt and ice challenge. No. It's dangerous and it'll hurt you. It could cause you to have to saw off your leg or foot or arm or ear or wherever you're doing it. So don't do that. Maybe they won't have to saw it off, but it won't feel good because it's going to hurt. It's going to give you third-degree burns.
I don't know what is wrong with kids today.
I don't know. They don't think things through. Back when we were kids, we had Scooby-Doo. But they don't have Scooby-Doo teaching them stuff.
Maybe they need to bring back Scooby-Doo.
Zoinks! I mean, let's get out of here, Heidi. We've got good news coming your way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is some good news. This is a really neat story about a young man by the name of Robert Mariner. He was homeless up until just recently, and he moved into his first home in 33 years. So he's homeless for 33 years, Heidi. And Robert enjoyed his first hot shower in more than a decade. So he hasn't had a hot shower in over a decade. Mariner said that he stood underneath that water for almost an hour until it finally ran cold. Like he used all of the hot water that very first shower. And he was just saying, I couldn't believe how great it was to be able to stand in my own house in my own shower. Then he went to sleep for 9 hours, the longest that he's been able to sleep in years. Mariner had been homeless since 1984. And for the last 33 years, he roamed the streets of West Auckland, but he moved into a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Sunnyvale this last week, and I've got a link to the story that talks about this and his journey of homelessness, and now he's no longer homeless. I think that's really cool.
Did he get himself a job, and that's why he's got a home?
Yeah, he worked his way out of being homeless, and like
That's
I said,
awesome.
you can read the entire story. It's at facebook.com/John and Heidi
That's
Show.
awesome. Good for him.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, on that same Facebook page, you can submit your own Dear John letters. So whether you agreed with Heidi today, or if you agreed with me, or if you agreed with both of us, or neither of us, we always have some advice. And you can also chime in on today's letter, and you can submit one for next week. It's all at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks again for listening on a Thursday.
Time now for the bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Today is a special day. It is National Wine Day. And for those of you who are wine lovers out there, it's a big day to celebrate. My wife is a wine lover. On the line, we've got Jackson Colby. He's with Tandoor Chef. And Tandoor Chef, they don't make wine, but they make food. And they even have a little app that it's really cool because they've got an app that kind of helps you decide what wine to drink with what kind of food. Jackson, how you doing, sir?
Hey, very good. How you doing today, John?
Fantastic. So it's National Wine Day. Now, I think we talked back in February, it was National Drink Wine Day, but these are two different days, right?
That's right. I think you can't get enough wine. I think that's what they're trying to tell us.
I was going to just say the same thing. People who are fans of wine would say every day is wine day, isn't it?
It's a great excuse to get together with friends and family, just to let loose, reconnect, and, of course, to drink responsibly.
Exactly.
That's the whole key to everything.
So today is National Wine Day. Do we know what the history of this day is and how this got started, or just a bunch of people drank a lot of wine and said, let's do this every year?
That's pretty much it right there. It was made by the wine companies, as you can imagine. You know, all these people who get together and the vineyards, they decided to make a National Wine Day. And they're the ones who were responsible for National Drink Wine Day, too. But it's all because, you know, the average person, and this is, according to them, 730 glasses of wine every year is consumed by the average person.
Wow.
That equates to roughly about 45.6 gallons of wine.
I am way behind, and my wife is probably way ahead. So
I was going to say that's in my household. My wife and I we probably average about the same, but some of our friends, it's kind of like that too. It seems like the wives they may have more of the gallons than the men.
Well, and it's interesting because I know for me, you know, I'm not a huge fan of wine. My wife loves it, so we've got this wonderful little agreement. I'll be the designated driver; she can be the designated drinker. And it seems to be that wine is getting more and more popular with a lot of people, and it's actually becoming more popular with even a younger age group than it ever was in the past.
I think it's because of the research that's been done on wine, because the studies have come up, it promotes longevity. A study of 2,468 men over a 29 period found that wine drinkers have a 34% lower mortality rate than beer or spirit drinkers. It reduces heart attack risk. There was a 16-year Harvard School of Public Study. It found that moderate wine drinkers suffering from high blood pressure are 30% less likely to have a heart attack than non-drinkers. And it all has to do with what's inside wine, all the micro bits and pieces that go in there, and it's just amazing how wine it really has developed its own following and has become more popular because of these kind of things. It also can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes. There was a study in Amsterdam that found out that there was a 30% reduced risk of developing diabetes if you drink wine compared to non-drinkers. And the one that really interests me here is that it lowers the risk of cataracts. You wouldn't even think that. But
yeah.
It's been shown that moderate wine drinkers are 32% less likely to get cataracts than non-drinkers, and those who consume wine are 43% less likely to develop cataracts than those drinking mainly beer. So I think there's something to be said about that.
Huh, that's really cool. I would have never thought that those two would be connected, but they are. So, again, today is National Wine Day, and you're going to want to get out there and celebrate the right way. But if you're going to be celebrating with wine, so many times we're going to want to eat food as well because, it's part of your dinner plans, have dinner with your wine. So you guys at Tandor Chef have kind of a cool idea as far as helping people come up with some great pairing ideas for wines, don't you?
That's right. If you go to our website at tcpairing.com, you can download a wine pairing app. And it's going to tell you exactly, you type in what kind of meal you're having, it's going to tell you what wine to have with it. If you type in a wine that you're having, it's going to tell you what kind of food to have with it. We do have some general outlines, though, for you. Like appetizers and hors d'oeuvres, you want to get like a dry rosé with that. If you're eating a vegetarian or vegan meal, you want like an earthy wine to go with that, like a good red wine or a Merlot or something like that. If you're eating a spicy meal, go with a low-alcohol wine, because the alcohol actually will make the meal seem a lot more spicy than what it really is. A rich red wine will complement lamb, if you're having any lambs, or even red meat, for that matter. And if you're having chicken or other white meat, get something with a white wine, with a wine in the sauce will actually be perfect. But we can, like I said, you don't have to remember all that. All you have to do is go to tcpairing.com, get that app, and just type in what you're having or what wine you're having, and it's going to spit out exactly what it is that you should be pairing that food with.
And I think that's a really cool thing that you guys are doing. The app is free as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's free completely. You can go there anytime, and it's 24/7 too. So, no matter what time zone or where you are, or at any given time, you can download that app quickly and know exactly what to have fun with.
And the thing that's nice about that is a lot of the time people don't realize this, but if you have the wrong food and drink combination, it doesn't taste good together, and that kind of ruins the meal. So you don't want that. You want to have a good meal. So make sure you're pairing things together the right way, and you don't have to have a wine connoisseur on your speed dial. If you've got this, you hit the little button, and it'll tell you, okay, hey, you're having this for food, then this is what you should have for drink. And or if you're saying, hey, this is the kind of wine I have, what should I make for food? You can pair it either way, which is a cool idea.
It's really cool because and that's the thing. A lot of times that you won't get it both ways. If you decide, hey, I really like Apothic Red, which is a red blend wine, which I recommend highly to anyone for anything. It's a good just go-to wine. Like, let's say you're having that, right? And you don't know what you're going, oh, man, should I do a chicken dish? Should I do fish today? I don't know. Maybe I just want to do hamburgers. If you type in hamburgers in there, it'll tell you exactly which wines to have, and I guarantee you that Apothic Red's on there.
That's perfect. Well, very good. Well, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us, Mr. Jackson.
Not a problem.
And we have a really cool thing we're doing right now. We've got some Tandor Chef meals they had sent over to us. We're giving these away. If you would like a chance to win, you still have a chance to do that. We're going to be wrapping this contest up soon, but you've got a chance right now at winthisonline.com. If you go to that website, again, it's winthisonline.com. We've got Tandor Chef. Now, we're not going to send you the meal because it's a frozen meal, so we're going to send you a certificate, and then you'll redeem that at your local retailer, and you'll be able to walk away with a meal. And if you get the app ahead of time, you can even figure out what kind of wine you should be getting with it, too. Good idea.
That is perfect. It's perfect. And, of course, you can find us at Kroger, Safeway, Whole Foods, and your local natural grocer. So
very nice.
It's really good Indian food. So
again, Tandor Chef, and they're celebrating National Wine Day with us today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.